Kiss.
Yo, it's your boy Mark Smith, also known as Akins, also known as the coolest guy in sports. Back with another unpopular NBA opinion, but right NBA opinion. Gordon Hayward is a souped-up role player. Now, I know Gordon Hayward was an all-star with the Utah Jazz. I know that he had a terrible injury, and I know it takes time. It takes at least 2 years for guys to come back off a major injury like the one Gordon Hayward received. But that still being said, I always think that Gordon Hayward was this souped-up role player even when he was with the Utah Jazz. The reason why I'm saying this, because even though he averaged in the 2016-17 season 21.9 points, 5.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, also shot 38.9% for the three-point range, he was still part of the great Utah Jazz system where when they got into the playoffs, everybody knew it was just kind of like, well, Gordon Hayward's not going to be able to lead the Utah Jazz really to make any really truly noise in the Western Conference, because we know that if he's the best player on your team is probably just good enough to reach the playoffs, and that was it. That's why I mean he's a souped-up role player, meaning he has talent, and given a situation where he has to be the number one scoring option, he can do that, but that's really not his game to be the number one scoring option for a team. And that's what we're seeing right now with the Boston Celtics, that he's really just a role player. And even though he's coming off that injury, he's only averaging 10.8 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 3.4 assists. He's only shooting 31.7% for the three-point line. And he's been a liability on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball this season, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He can't guard anybody. He's too slow. And on the offensive side of the ball, the Celtics want to run and gun at times, but they can't because they're waiting for Gordon Hayward to get up the floor, and he can't really run like those young guys, like those, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown's on the team. And also he's hindering their potential growth because of that large contract that they signed, $127 million that he signed with the Boston Celtics. I still think he's underrated as a player, but I think that he's always been like a souped-up role player, especially with the Utah Jazz. He gotten better each and every season, but he was never a guy that should have been paid max contract dollars like what he received with the Boston Celtics. He's better off being the third option on a championship caliber team, and as we're seeing, he can't do that right now because of his injury. So I don't know. That's my unpopular NBA opinion, but I think right NBA opinion. I don't think Gordon Hayward's ever been a superstar caliber player. I think he's been a souped-up role player who can be an all-star, being on a team where they're good enough to make the playoffs, and that is it. Not good enough to make any noise. Not good enough to have any expectations. And we saw in the playoffs, Gordon Hayward was a completely different player than he was in the regular season, because we know in the playoffs, teams glue in on the key guys, and that shows you who is truly about that life and who really isn't. So that's my unpopular NBA opinion. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Also, check out some of the descriptions in the comments. I got my podcast. I got my basketball IG. I got my Twitter as well. Follow me on all those platforms. This is your boy, Mark Smith, also known as Akins. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on these videos because I drop them frequently. This is your boy, Mark Smith, also known as Akins. I'm gone, man. Peace.